Hi friends! Welcome to episode 43 of Annijuuti Knits. Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel Annijuuti Knits. This is a knitting podcast where I talk about my knitting and my designs. And you are very welcome here. Welcome back if you are returning. And it's very nice to see that you are here again. Or I'm not actually seeing it, but you know what I mean. My name is Annina, if we haven't met. I'm a Finnish knitter and knitwear designer, and I come from the west coast of Finland, and I live here with my family, my 2 sons and my husband, and yeah, this is where all the magic happens. You can find me on Instagram as Annijuuti Knits and on Ravelry as Annijuuti. Let's get started today's business. I have 2 finished objects or 2 pairs of socks today to show you, and quite a lot of knitting has happened lately. And I think it was 3 weeks ago since I last filmed, but yeah, there's a few things that I want to talk about, so I think we should get cracking with it. The first finished object or objects is my Lotus Lake socks, maybe this way. They are not on a blocker now. There's this lace happening here. And it's a ribbed sock with some lace detail on top. So this is my newly finished or published pattern, Lotus Lake. And I did manage to finish this. Last time I only had 1 sock and a couple days before the release, but I did manage to finish them on time. I think I had a day to spare. I finished this on Friday evening. I blocked them overnight, and I was taking pictures on Saturday morning. So I had a whole day to spare. So sometimes I do like I do this to myself, that I push myself too close to the deadline, but at least I get finished. I get things done that way, so it doesn't matter. I even took some very aesthetic pictures Saturday morning. I had actually talked to my husband to take some pictures, and he was making coffee for me and him, and he brought the coffee, and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. And so while he was making his own coffee, I did arrange some stuff on the bed, and I was like holding my phone over my feet and took some pictures. And here's the picture, one of them, and I think it turned out quite aesthetically pleasing. Even though the background and the ambiance behind the picture probably wasn't the calm, serene setting, but anyway, it was a very fast photo shoot. I think it took me maybe 2 to 5 minutes, and sometimes you just have to be quick when it comes to taking pictures, and that was, I think, a very successful photo shoot. So yeah, that's my first finished object, and my second is also a pair of socks. I did attend this work thing I was mentioning last time. I was in a training that was a whole day, an 8-hour long training, and the guy that was holding the training, he stated right from the start that if you want to crochet or knit or jump or walk or exercise, whatever makes you concentrate better, you can do it here. and this is an informal training and so forth. Of course, I had my needles with me. I had a ball of yarn, and I was making these socks while I was attending this training. Oh, this way. So these socks are knit in, I think it was opal yarn. This self-striping or self-patterning yarn. And I think Ravelry said that it is DK weight. I thought it was more like sport weight. It was 250 meters per 100 grams, and I used 3mm needles and 56 stitches to create a men's size sock. I always link everything that not everything. I try to link everything that I talk about under the video in the description box. And if you ever want to know more about my projects and you can use Ravelry, I will have my project pages linked down below, and you can go and check my needle sizes. Or I have written this yarn, I can't remember, and I don't have the ball band anymore, but it does say it on my project page, I believe. But yeah, these socks were made almost during that training we had. I think I finished one sock, and the second sock was on the heel flap when the day ended. So it was a very successful day of knitting, while also learning a lot of new things. I think it helps tremendously. My ability to listen is 100% better if I can do something with my hands, so I don't fall into daydreams. But yeah, I think I will send these socks to the guy who was holding the training, because I think it was a good day, and I think that would be a fun memory. Or he saw me working on these whole day, so I think these belong to him. So I will send them to the HQ and for him to have. But yeah, those two were the only finished objects that I had. I do also have a half finished object, and I will show you that next. So last time I did show you my painting bricks socks. Where's the light? There. So these are a pattern by Stephen West, the painting brick socks, and I am using all kinds of scraps and minis to paint the bricks. And the main color is Camijo yarn, and this orange was from her October box, a secret or a surprise box that I ordered from her, and I love the orange. I think it was called Maple Leaves, I believe. But yeah, it is a super fun project, but I've had so many other things going on, so I've been just adding a stripe here and there. I think last time I had maybe 4 stripes, so I haven't done too much progress into these, but this first one is now done. I should cast on the second one maybe today, or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But then the next projects, I did mention last time that I am attending into 3 different test knits, and the first one I did already show you, so I will show that next. This deadline was due yesterday, and we had the requirement of finishing 1 sleeve and the yoke, and I have done that. So this is the Portside sweater by Lea Knits on Instagram, and this is actually her first ever pattern. And yeah, it's a very super fun super fun and elegant drop shoulder pattern. The front is very plain, nothing too fancy about it. I'm using Drops Air. This is I think I ordered it and it was called beige, but it has like pinks and grays and everything on it. And when you knit on it, it creates this very, may I say, boring beige. The fun part in this sweater is behind the sweater. So the neck or the upper back has this beautiful garter panel. And it goes onto the sleeve. So there's an I-cord edge on that garter panel, and then you will mimic the I-cord on the sleeve as well. This is obviously unblocked because it's still unfinished. And it's been a fun process, even though this color does nothing for me. It's like the most boring and basic. Can I say these things out loud? It's the most boring and basic beige color. I have no idea why on earth, or I do know why I did order this. I had a plan of making a pattern, a cardigan thing, using this color, but then I thought that I was trying to order a color that pleases many people, and the most important part, or the most important thing that I have learned with our creative outlet, this is our creative outlet, and we should be using things that inspire us, and this yarn does nothing for me, but it was in my stash. I wanted to use it, and this test knit was the perfect opportunity for me to use it. And I am going to gift this to my sister because this is something that she would wear, and then it's a win-win situation. I get to use it out of my stash, she gets a sweater that she would love to wear. So I did actually make her try this on last weekend, and I made the sleeve accordingly. This is a drop shoulder, so the seam comes from, or comes to, I think it starts from like mid bicep. And I did shorten the sleeves because I'm very short, my sister is even shorter. So I did shorten the sleeve from the suggestion from the pattern, and I made it to fit my sister. So I am now actually done with the body. There will be this long 10 centimeter rib, so I will add the rib next and then onto the second sleeve. And this pattern is the Portside sweater, and it will be releasing, I think, in a week's time, maybe. I think it was, maybe it's even this Sunday. It might be this Sunday, but I won't be finished by then, but I will hopefully be finished with the body so that I can take a picture from this and publish it when Lea is publishing this pattern. It has been such a fun knit. I did omit the folded over collar because I think these Drops Air is such fluffy and, you know, airy yarn. I didn't want to fold over the collar because I didn't want it to be like too puffy. So I just made a single layered collar, and I think it looks very nice. Yeah, the Drops Air is actually, this is my first time making a garment. I have done accessories with it. It's a very nice yarn to work with. I've heard it pills a lot, but after wearing it a bit, the pilling stops, so we'll see. Anyway, it's a very affordable yarn, and Drops has these sales all the time. I think I paid like €4 per ball, and I think I did weigh this. I believe I am using 7 balls to this sweater, so not very expensive project to make. The second test knit that I spoke to you about last time was a mitten. Maybe I will just wear it. This is the Silmut mitten by Suvi as Knits, Suvi Lyytikäinen. And I was testing this, or I was actually proofreading her pattern more so than being part of the, I wasn't in the actual test knit, but I did make one mitten for her for the test knit. And the fun part about this mitten is obviously these little buds, but also the whole palm of the mitten is made with slip stitch pattern. So what that does, it kind of curls up the mitten. So it's already like anatomically formed. So it has a gusset thumb. Wow, it's very hard to show. And then these beautiful buds. And yeah, there is one mistake here. One bud is a little bit wonky, but I don't care, it's a mitten. I was using the Novita 7 veljestä yarn, which is the worsted weight sock yarn wool polyamide blend, and I had this at home, so that's what I was using. The original yarn used in the pattern was Finnish wool, and even though it would have been very nice to make it with it, I didn't have that in stash, and I'm not purchasing yarn at the moment, so I used what I had. I'm still missing one mitten, and I have started it. I have made approximately the whole cuff, but I just hadn't got around doing it, so maybe I will do that in the very near future. And the third test knit is a children's sweater by Laura Penrose, and this is her sibling sweater pattern that she has designed. Let me see, drop all the yarn off. Now the sun is coming and I don't know what it does to the picture, but we'll see. So here's the sibling sweater, and this is a boxy sweater by Laura Penrose, and I am using the original pattern called for fingering plus mohair. I don't do mohair, especially for children. I did have this sport weight yarn. I spoke about this last time. This is Kaarmajan's BFL Sport. This is all the yarn that I have left. I'm still working on the sleeves. I did the body, I did the collar, and I had 30 grams of the main color left. I still needed to do the sleeve, and I think I will have enough. I have another base of this same colorway, so if I will run out, I will make the cuffs in different base, but I used 8 grams for the first sleeve, and I should have enough. I think I have enough because I had then 7 grams left, and there was a little hiccup that I had, but first let's talk about this beautiful neck or shoulder detail. So this is the whole beauty in this sweater. It's a construction I've never made before, and I really enjoyed it. you start with the shoulder piece, you increase and you make the whole back piece under the arms, you pick up, make the fronts, and it's also kind of neat looking. And then you join and make the body. I had this with us when we had a little ski trip to Pikkusyöte, which is a small, what is it called? Ski center? No, ski resort, perhaps. We went with our kids for a elongated weekend from Friday to Monday, and for a longer weekend, and this was the only project that I was working on the trip, so it went well. We came home, I started making the sleeves, and guess what? You might be able to tell. My tension is tighter on the sleeve, and it bugs me. It bugs me a lot. If I would have more time, this pattern or this test knit is due on the 7th, so I have exactly 1 week. If I would have more time and if I would have more yarn, I probably would rip back this sleeve, use bigger needles. It kind of cinches in, and my tension is tighter. It's tighter on the stitch gauge, and it's tighter on the row gauge. And the row gauge is now the problem, because this would now be a finished sleeve, which would only require the ribbing. It's not. I still have to add at least 2 more stripes, because, you know, I need to make up for what I've missed here because of my tension. So it does annoy me a little bit, because it looks like it cinches in. It does fit to my son. I did try it on, so for the sake of this test knit and for this schedule that we have, I won't be ripping back, also because of the yarn. If possible, I would very much like to use this original yarn that I have, so I won't be ripping back. It fits him. It's sort of a tighter fit. I hope, Laura, you don't mind. It looks just a tiny bit different because it's not as loose as it is on the original sample, but I will make it up by making two more stripes to the sleeve and the cuff and be done with it. It is slightly tighter also on the body. I haven't blocked it yet, so I can see myself stretching it a little bit, but it's a very beautiful color combination in my opinion. I think they work out really wow, I'm struggling. They work out well, they work together very well, and they look nice. So it will be a well-fitting sweater for my son, and I just have to do some more striping. The problem is that now the sleeve is tighter looking because now all the decreases are made in a shorter, you know, period of time. So anyway, it is what it is, and we can manage with that. So I will be finishing this up in the next few days. I'm hoping to take some pictures in the weekend so that I will have it done by the release date. I've been enjoying this process a lot. It is such a fun thing to make. I always try to learn new things, and that's why I said yes to this test knit, because also the Portside sweater test is something that I wanted to learn from. So yeah, even though my schedule is kind of hectic sometimes, it's always fun to learn new things, and this is something that I look forward putting on to my son because it's just so gorgeous colors and such a basic stripy sweater with a little bit of elegant details. The sun is really trying to get us, but we have one more project to show and one other thing what I would like to mention today. So one project is something that you can't really tell yet what it's becoming, but I started a new design. I started a new summer tee, and there's nothing much to see, but I will show it anyway, because why not? Here it is. Now the sun is really coming to us. So this is a am I holding it right way? The sun is now really getting us. Maybe, well, I will close the blinds. Now that we actually have blinds. The window replacement reno went well, and we have beautiful new windows, and they are all white, not brown, and they make the whole apartment look so much prettier and nicer. So it was well worth the effort. Okay, so I can't seem to. Oh, this is the right side. There's my marker. So anyway, this is a summer tee. You can't really see much. It has ribbing and it has a garter top portion. I just wanted to show you the yarn. I did purchase this last summer when I was attending the Jyväskylä Knit Festival, and this is the yarn. It is Wool Me Once Fibers Linne Singlet. Here are the specs. So it is 70% European organic wool and 30% linen, and it is a single ply wool linen yarn, and the colorway is Solar Flare. And yeah, I just wanted to show you because I think the yarn is very beautiful, and it does feel very bland fibery, even though it's 70% wool, and the linen has a lot of like long straws. I've been picking out some of it because sometimes there's just like poking like a long straw, but anyway, the color is very, very beautiful, and I just wanted to show this little tiny start, and I will show it to you next time when I have maybe if my idea works, I will have the top part done, and you can maybe tell more what it's going to be like. This is something that I have already thought about last summer. I had a different stitch pattern in mind, but then there was someone releasing a similar pattern, so I put it under the covers, and I didn't proceed with that idea. But the shape of the tee has been haunting in my head for a year now, so I actually had two different ideas. I was inspired by the Lotus Lake socks, so I was thinking maybe to incorporate that lace, but first I will try to make the plain one first with just the ribbing, and then if that works out, maybe I will transfer that idea to the lacy version as well. But yeah, those were all the projects that I had, and I will just have one more thing to show you, and this is something that I was gifted and I didn't have any they didn't ask me to show this on the podcast, but because I really truly love this, so I wanted to show it to you anyway. So Muud sent me this lovely needle case. This is the Stockholm needle case, and I actually have a giveaway going on that you can win this, but it is ending today, so there's unfortunately no chance for you to win it anymore. But I received this needle case and I will just pop it open to show you. As you might be able to tell, I have a lot of projects going on, so it doesn't hold all my needles, obviously, because they are in my projects, but it does hold a lot of needles anyway. So let me see if I can do this. So this is the Stockholm case. It has two compartments with these pockets. So there's pockets on the top and here. You can arrange the half set that I have. I have the Chayagu from 275 to 5 millimeters. So I will be able to put all those needles there. And then I have the half set, or the 375, the blue set of the shorties. So I have this set. And I didn't really care for the blue cover. So I was very happy that I could actually fit all my needles into one place. And I also received the, is this the Bergen? I think this is the Bergen pouch. And I did put all the accessories from the blue set here. So I have the needle gauge and the cords and the little needles to tighten the screws. And actually I also have some darning needle and some extra stitch markers here. And that goes well here. So I have my set, then I have some fixed needles here, and my cords for my Chayagu needles, and then I have scissors. Whoa, now everything is coming out. Obviously, you would you would use this on a flat surface, not holding it up. And then I got the Stockholm scissor cover, and it also fits in here and travels with me. So now I have all my needles, all the needles that I use. This is not all my needles. I do have some fixed needles and some TPNs and such, but these are the needles that I use actually. So it's very nice to have them all in one place. I have my darning needle and I have scissors and all the important stuff. Actually, I should put a measuring tape here as well, so I have a whole package. So yeah, I just wanted to show this to you if you get inspired by it, and I would love to show my appreciation to Muud for sending me such a beautiful gift. All the Muud products are genuine leather, and they are just so beautifully made, and I just love mine. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that, and yeah, those were all things that I had for you today. I will now have to go and make some or prepare some dinner and all that jazz, whatever, laundry and stuff. So I don't have more time today, but it was very nice chatting to you all. Please leave me a comment if you want. I always love to read the comments, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up. That will help me to be more visible to other people if That is if you liked the content that I was creating. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.